Hey, how's it going out there today? So, this is got to be a little different for you guys. I'm normally not on this end, but it's not really a podcast or an episode. It's more of a way for me to talk a little bit about my next episode and share how I'd really like for you guys to be a part of it. So, what I decided was I'd really like to have three of my past guests come back on the show. And I'd like to talk to them a little bit about how this really difficult, unfortunate situation is affecting them. The three guests that I decided to invite back on the show are Tom Ingram of Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekend. I've also invited Adam Saavedra from the South Central Goners Car Club, Custom Car Club. And I also invited Erik Jimenez of the Harbor Area USO chapter. And I just want to get their points of view and, kind of how they see this going. What I'd really like for you guys to do is shoot me an email. You can send an email to new highs n lows podcast at gmail. And you can ask them some questions, hopefully not pertaining to our current situation. I don't want to dwell on it. We're going to listen to them and we're going to hear out what they have to say about what's going on. But I'd really like to finish off with some positivity and some questions about, maybe hopefully nothing to do with these things. For Tom, obviously, he's probably experiencing some really difficult time with this. If you guys would like to ask some questions, how we can help, those will be fine. But other than that, I'd really like to stick to positivity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be filming this episode a week from yesterday. So next Friday, I'm going to be filming this episode. So you guys have about 6 days to listen, if you haven't already, to each one of those guys' podcast. Kind of get to know them a little bit more. If you already know them, that's even better. Please share some stories. Ask some questions. What I can do is I could shout you guys out if you want, or your business, or your Instagram, or your social media. And I think it'd just be fun, So a week from yesterday, so basically you guys have 6 days to come up with some questions for Tom Ingram, Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekend, for Adam Saavedra, South Central Goners, and for Erik Jimenez, Harbor Area USO chapter. And I think it's going to be a fun thing, like I said, I'll shout you guys out. I'll mention you guys if you want. If you don't, I don't have to. But I think it's a cool thing. So it's a new highs n lows podcast at Gmail. Please, help me out. Try to spread the word. Share this. Remember, we're on all, most podcast platforms, as well as on here on YouTube. So hit the bell. Follow, please subscribe, tell a friend. It's really important. It's hard for me to do some of the things that I want to do unless I have 1,000 subscribers, and I don't have those 1,000 yet. So if you guys can share this, if you guys can subscribe, it'd really be great. And if you guys can shoot me a message, you guys can also ask questions here on YouTube. The podcasting world and the YouTube world are sometimes not connected, but I don't understand why they're not. Hopefully you guys can, if you guys are listening on the podcast, you guys can start following on YouTube. You guys watching on YouTube, you guys can listen to the complete podcast on, any podcast platform. I don't know if you guys know, but this is just a small portion of the whole podcast. So, if you guys watch 7-minute video or 15-minute video, there's still an additional hour or hour and a half on some of these podcasts. You guys just have to go onto the podcast platforms, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Podbean. Thankfully, my cousin, big shout out to my cousin, Gilbert, he told me about putting it on iHeart Radio. So it's on iHeart. Another good friend of mine told me about TuneIn Radio. It's on TuneIn Radio now. So there's a lot of different ways that you can listen to the complete podcast. What you guys see on YouTube is just a small portion of it. But again, please help me out. You guys, it's going to be a really fun time. Again, we're going to have Tom Ingram, Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekend. We're going to have Erik Jimenez, USO Car Club, Harbor Area. and we're going to have Adam Saavedra, Gonner's Car Club South Central, and they're going to phone in. They're going to each have their own little segment, and I'm going to read off some of your guys' questions on the show. So I'll be able to shout you out. I'll be able to share your business or your social media or anything that you're trying to promote. If you want, you can bring up, maybe I could ask them about some old stories, but I'd really like to finish off with some stuff that doesn't pertain to our current unfortunate situation. It's sad, and I do want to get away from it, but at the same time, I do want to talk to them about it and touch on it so that we know how this is affecting them, or if it's affecting them. Maybe they might want to share how they're helping people or how they can help people. Maybe it's not affecting them at all. So it's going to be fun. Again, this is going to be a week from yesterday. Next Friday is when I'm going to be recording it. This Wednesday we have the Milkman. We have Mike Hunter. He's going to be on the show, or he's on the show. So that's going to air this Wednesday. And then this episode that I'm talking to you guys about today, which is the kind of the interactive episode where you guys can send in your questions, that's going to be record a week from yesterday, next Friday, but it's going to air the following Wednesday. So hold on a second. Let me see. I just want to make sure and I'm giving everybody the right information here. Okay, so I'm going to record the episode on the 27th, and it'll air April 1st. Okay, so I'm going to record the episode. Shit. Too much of this. So I'm going to record the episode 3/27, March 27th, and then it's going to air April 1st, 4/1. So you guys have between now and Thursday the 26th, I guess maybe even early Friday the 27th, to submit some questions if you guys want. You guys can email the show, nlowspodcast@gmail.com, and or DM me. DM the show, DM the show's Instagram, or DM the show's Facebook. You can DM my Facebook. Yeah, my phone number. Text me, email me. I don't care what you do. Just please send me some questions, and let's make it fun. And for these guys that are coming on the show and taking some time to share, what they're going through. But that's going to be it for me. Again, remember, please share, subscribe, tell a friend. Anything you can do to kind of help spread the word about the show, it would mean a lot to me. It's important to me. I've been putting a lot of time and energy into it, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I'm really thankful for the people that are listening already. I've been getting a ton of positive feedback, and I really appreciate it. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for you guys out there. I'm really appreciative of everything that you guys are saying, and the likes and the comments and the private messages, and it's just really good quality, good positive stuff. And I really appreciate it. It's what I'm trying to do and how I'm trying to stay focused. If anybody out there has any suggestions or doesn't like something, let me know about that stuff too, please. I really appreciate all of it. A couple people mentioned the cup. It's my buddy, Working Class Ray. This is his company. I always support him, so I've been drinking out of his cup. Stuff over there, Belching Beaver. So thankful to have those guys, come and support and bring some beer. And then, of course, Sullen, Jeremy always hooking me up with the stuff. And my hat, I'd rather be low riding hats. I still have a couple, not a ton, and then my shirts, you guys, that's another way to support. I don't have a ton of stuff right now, but hit me up. I still have a few. I'm trying to restock on those right now. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for listening to me ramble on by myself. Some of these episodes that are coming up might be sort of like this. I'm probably going to do some by myself, maybe share a little bit more about myself and my experience in my life, my interesting life that I've lived for almost 40 years now. So again, stay tuned, hit me up. Please share, like, and, be a part of this. Email, Send some questions or anything interesting you know about these people. Thanks a lot. See you on the next one.